The crystal chandelier shakes when the doors slam open. Naira Ashwell counts 3 things immediately. 12 tables draped in white silk, 24 pairs of eyes turning toward her, and 0 escape routes that don't require walking past men who smell like old money and fresh blood. Her twins grip her skirt. Kale on the left, Kiri on the right. Both 6 years old. Both too quiet for children their age. The halcyon crown wasn't built for people like her. The carpet costs more than her rent. The silverware catches light like tiny knives. Every alpha in the room wears their dominance like cologne. Thick, choking, intentional. She shouldn't be here. The invitation arrived 3 days ago. Wrong address, wrong name. But the letterhead was real, and the money they offered for event logistics coordination could cover 2 months of bills. Maybe 3 if she stretched it. So she came, dragging her babies into a room that eats omegas for sport. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. A waiter freezes mid-pour. Wine tilts dangerously close to the glass edge. His hand trembles. Naira knows that look. The one that says you don't belong here and we all know it. Kale's fingernails dig into her palm. Kiri's breathing goes shallow. The air shifts. It happens before she sees him. A pressure change, like a storm rolling in from the ocean. Her lungs tighten. Her skin prickles hot, then cold. Every Omega instinct she spent 6 years burying claws its way back to the surface. No, not him. Not here. Not now. She turns, already knowing what she'll find. Alpha King Selim Blackthorn stands 15 feet away, perfectly still, perfectly dressed, perfectly devastating. His jaw could cut glass. His eyes could drown cities. And they're locked on her. She watches the exact moment recognition hits him. His pupils blow wide. His shoulders lock. His scent spikes sharp and wild. Shock laced with something darker. Something that makes her knees weak and her stomach drop. He's staring at the twins. Kale and Kiri press closer to her legs, instinct telling them what logic can't. Danger. Selim's mouth opens, closes, opens again. One word falls out, barely a whisper, but it cracks through the room like thunder. Naira. Should Naira run? Or will staying put cost her everything? Selim's hand grips the back of a chair so hard the wood creaks. 6 years. She vanished 6 years ago during the warehouse fire. He searched for 3 months. Hired trackers, paid informants, burned through favors like matches. Every lead ended cold. Every witness said the same thing. She ran. He believed them. He buried her memory under contracts and council meetings and carefully controlled rage. But she didn't run. She's standing 20 feet away, thinner than he remembers, sharper, like survival carved away everything soft. Her hair used to fall in loose waves. Now it's pulled back tight, practical. Her dress is plain, black, cheap. The kind you buy when you need to disappear into crowds. The twins stare up at him with identical violet eyes. His eyes, his jawline, his children. The math slams into him like a freight train. 6 years since she disappeared. The twins look 5, maybe 6. Which means, Your Majesty. Naira's voice cuts through his thoughts, formal and cold. She bows barely, just enough to satisfy protocol. The twins mirror her, clumsy and confused. He can't breathe. She straightens. I apologize for the intrusion. There was a scheduling error. We'll leave immediately. No. The word rips out of him before his brain catches up. She flinches. Whispers ripple through the room. Alphas lean toward each other, sensing blood in the water. At the far table, Iria Vale, the pregnant Omega he's supposed to be protecting tonight, clutches her napkin, eyes wide with confusion. Selim doesn't care. He takes 1 step forward. Naira takes 1 step back. The twins move with her, synchronized, protective. How old are they? His voice sounds foreign to his own ears. Naira's throat bobs. That's not your concern. How old? She lifts her chin. 6. The room tilts. Kale, the braver twin, shifts slightly in front of his sister, small shoulders squared. He can't be more than 40 pounds, but he stands like a wall anyway. Something in Selim's chest breaks. Then Kiri does something impossible. She breathes in deep, confused, and her eyes snap to Selim with sudden, terrifying recognition. Not sight, scent. She knows him. Her body knows him. Mama, she whispers, tugging Naira's sleeve. Why does he smell like? Naira claps a hand over Kiri's mouth, fast and desperate. Too late. Selim's world narrows to a single, impossible question. What does she smell? Naira's eyes flash with something raw and animal. Fear mixed with defiance. Nothing. She's confused. Don't lie to me. I'm not lying. We're leaving. She pivots, pulling the twins toward the door. Selim moves without thinking, closing the distance in 3 strides, positioning himself between her and the exit. He doesn't touch her. Doesn't need to. His body blocks the path, and that's enough. Naira freezes. Move. Answer the question. Move, or I scream. His voice drops low, just for her. You think anyone here would stop me? Her breath hitches. Not submission. Fury. Good. He wants her angry. Angry means she's still fighting. Kale's small hand balls into a fist. Leave her alone. Selim's gaze drops to the child, his son, and something ancient and protective roars to life in his chest. Pride, grief, rage at himself for missing 6 years. He crouches down slowly, keeping his movements deliberate, non-threatening. Kale tenses but doesn't retreat. What's your name? Selim asks. The boy's chin juts out. Kale. And your sister? Kiri. The names hit him like bullets. Simple. Strong. He looks up at Naira. How long were you planning to keep this from me? Her jaw tightens. Forever. The honesty cuts deeper than any insult. Before Selim can respond, a slow, mocking clap echoes from the far side of the room. Wrath Kincaid rises from his seat, grinning like a wolf that just spotted wounded prey. Well, Wrath drawls, voice dripping with amusement. Isn't this entertaining? Will Selim protect Naira, or will his enemy destroy everything first? Wrath Kincaid moves like a predator circling a kill. He's all smooth smiles and expensive cologne, tailored suit fitting him like a second skin. But his eyes are dead. Empty. The kind of alpha who sees omegas as furniture. Selim straightens slowly, stepping in front of Naira and the twins without thinking. Instinct overrides logic. His scent shifts, protective, possessive, territorial. The room feels it, goes quiet. Wrath notices, smiles wider. Apologies, Your Majesty. Wrath says, tone anything but apologetic. I didn't realize tonight's dinner came with a floor show. He gestures lazily toward Naira. Though I admit the timing is curious. Naira's hand finds Kiri's shoulder, pulling her closer. Wrath's gaze slides to the twins, lingering too long. Adorable children. Bit unusual, though. An Omega appearing at a royal event with unmarked pups. He tilts his head, faux concern dripping from every word. One might wonder where their father is. Selim's jaw locks. Careful. Just making conversation. Wrath spreads his hands, innocent. After all, the council does take an interest in unclaimed bloodlines, especially when they show up uninvited. Naira goes rigid. That's the trap. Wrath isn't threatening her directly, he's threatening exposure. If the council investigates, they'll demand paternity records. They'll dig into her past. They'll find out she vanished during Selim's reign, reappeared with twins who look exactly like him. And then they'll ask questions Selim can't answer. Wrath takes another step closer. Tell me, Omega, who's the father? Kale shifts, small body trembling but stubborn. None of your business. Wrath laughs. Brave little thing. But bravery doesn't change facts. He leans down, voice dropping to a patronizing whisper. Alphas don't abandon legacies, boy. Someone here should claim you. Kiri whimpers. That's when Selim snaps. He doesn't shout. Doesn't need to. His scent floods the room. Dominant, final, absolute. The kind of presence that makes weaker alphas drop their eyes and back away. Wrath straightens, smile faltering. No one, Selim says, voice low and deadly, speaks to them again. Silence. Even the waitstaff freeze. Wrath recovers quickly, chuckling like it's all a joke. Protective, are we? Interesting. His eyes flick to Iria, still seated at the main table, pale and shaking. Though I wonder how your current guest feels about this reunion. Iria's hand rests on her swollen belly, eyes darting between Selim and Naira. The setup is perfect. Wrath orchestrated this. Got Naira here tonight, knowing she'd cross paths with Selim, knowing it would look suspicious, knowing it would fracture Selim's reputation in front of the council. Political assassination dressed as coincidence. Selim moves before Wrath can twist the knife further. He crosses the space in 3 strides, kneeling in front of the twins. His scent softens, intentional, gentle. Kale and Kiri stare at him, confused and cautious. What are your names? Selim asks, even though he already knows. Kale answers first, voice small but steady. Kale. Kiri whispers. Kiri. Selim nods slowly. I'm Selim. Kiri's brow furrows. Why do you smell like us? The question lands like a bomb. Naira's breath catches. Wrath's grin returns, sharper now. The entire room leans in, waiting for the answer. Selim doesn't flinch. He meets Kiri's eyes, his daughter's eyes, and tells the only truth that matters. Because you're mine. Naira's voice cracks. Don't. But it's too late. The words are out. The claim is made. Not legal, not formal, but undeniable. Wrath's laugh is brittle now, forced. Bold statement, Your Majesty. But claims require proof. The council won't. The council, Selim interrupts, standing, will do exactly what I tell them. Wrath's smile dies. Selim turns to Naira, holding her gaze. You're coming with me. All of you. No. Her voice shakes, but the refusal is firm. You don't get to decide that. Then I'll ask. He steps closer, close enough that she has to tilt her head back to maintain eye contact. Close enough that his scent wraps around her like a living thing. Please. Her breath hitches. Confusion. Anger. Something else. Something buried deep. Before she can answer, Iria gasps. Everyone turns. She's clutching her stomach, face twisted in pain, eyes wide with terror. He threatened me, she whispers, staring at Wrath. Said the baby wasn't safe unless I stayed quiet. Chaos erupts. Who else is working with Wrath? And can Selim protect everyone he loves? The dining hall explodes into motion. 2 guards rush toward Iria. A council member shouts orders. Waitstaff scatter. Selim's mind splits into combat mode. Assess, prioritize, act. Wrath is already moving, heading for the exit, casual and unhurried like he's done nothing wrong. Not this time. Lock the doors, Selim commands. The guards hesitate for half a second, long enough for Wrath to notice, long enough for his mask to crack. Fear flashes across his face, quick and raw, before the smirk returns. Surely you're not detaining a council advisor over a pregnant Omega's hysteria? Wrath's tone is light, but his hand drifts toward his jacket pocket. Selim sees it, knows what it means. Wrath came prepared for confrontation. Empty your pockets. Wrath doesn't move. On what grounds? Threatening a guest under my protection. I've done no such thing. The Omega is clearly distressed. Perhaps she's confused. Iria shakes her head, tears streaming. He cornered me in the hall before dinner. Said if I mentioned his name to anyone, he'd make sure I lost the baby. Wrath's smile tightens. Absurd. Naira's voice cuts through the chaos, quiet but sharp. She's not lying. Everyone turns to her. She's still holding the twins, but her posture has shifted. Less defensive, more defiant. I saw you, outside the restroom, talking to her. She looked terrified. Wrath's eyes narrow. And you just happened to see this? I was checking the venue layout for logistics. Naira's voice is steady now, grounded. You were standing too close, blocking her exit. I know what that looks like. The room goes silent. Selim's chest tightens. She's risking herself, drawing Wrath's attention, becoming a target. For Iria, a stranger, Wrath takes a slow step toward Naira. You should be careful, Omega. False accusations can be costly. Kale moves in front of his mother, fists clenched. Leave her alone. Selim's vision goes red. He closes the distance in 2 strides, positioning himself between Wrath and Naira, body angled to shield her and the twins completely. His hand lands on Wrath's chest. Not a shove, just a wall. Touch them, Selim says quietly, and I'll end your bloodline tonight. Wrath's mask shatters. Rage twists his features. You can't threaten a council advisor. I just did. Wrath's hand moves toward his pocket again. Selim is faster. He grabs Wrath's wrist, yanks, and something small and metallic clatters to the floor. A syringe. Clear liquid inside. The room collectively recoils. For the Omega, Wrath says quickly. She's pregnant. I brought something to help with the pain. Unmarked. Unverified. Selim's voice is ice. And you just admitted you approached her privately. Wrath's jaw works. No more smiles. No more games. Selim turns to the guards. Take him. Search his residence. I want every communication, every transaction, every meeting logged in the last 6 months. Wrath struggles as the guards seize him, voice rising. This is illegal. The council will. The council answers to me. Selim's tone leaves no room for argument. As they drag Wrath toward the exit, he twists back, eyes locking on Naira with pure venom. You just made a mistake, Omega. You have no idea what you've walked into. The threat hangs in the air even after he's gone. Naira sways slightly, exhaustion catching up to adrenaline. Selim reaches out instinctively, hand catching her elbow, steadying her. She jerks back. Don't. You're shaking. I'm fine. You're not. His hand lingers near her arm, not touching, but close enough to catch her if she falls. Let me help. You don't get to help. You don't get to. Her voice cracks. She glances at the twins, then back to him, eyes bright with unshed tears. You lost that right. The words hit harder than any physical blow. Selim swallows. Then I'll earn it. How? However long it takes. She stares at him, searching his face for lies, finding none. Before she can respond, Iria calls out weakly. Your Majesty? Selim turns. She's pale, trembling, but standing. A medic hovers nearby. Thank you, Iria whispers, for believing me. He nods. You're safe now. I'll assign guards. Iria glances at Naira, something unreadable in her expression. Gratitude, guilt. Maybe both. Naira shifts, pulling the twins closer. We should go. No. Selim's response is immediate. You're staying. Excuse me? Wrath knows your face now. He'll retaliate. You need protection. I've survived 6 years without you. And you shouldn't have had to. The admission costs him, but he says it anyway. Please, let me fix this. Naira's laugh is bitter. You can't fix 6 years. I can try. She looks at him for a long moment, exhaustion and defiance warring in her eyes. Finally, she glances down at Kale and Kiri, both clinging to her, both watching Selim with wary curiosity. One night, she says quietly. Just one. Then we're gone. Selim wants to argue, wants to demand more time, but he knows better than to push. One night, he agrees, as he leads them toward the exit. His hand hovers near the small of Naira's back. Not touching, not claiming, just there. Protective. She doesn't pull away. Outside, the city glitters cold and indifferent. Somewhere in the dark, Wrath's allies are watching. Waiting. Selim's jaw tightens. Let them come. What secrets is Wrath hiding, and how far will he go to keep them buried? The safe house smells like lemon cleaner and old leather. It's smaller than Selim's usual residences. Just 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, and a living room with furniture that's seen better decades. But it's secure. Off the grid. No council records. No staff. Just reinforced doors and windows that don't break easy. Naira stands in the center of the living room, taking it in. Her shoulders are still tight, every muscle braced for the next threat. The twins huddle close, silent and watchful. Selim closes the door behind them, triple-checking the lock. There's food in the kitchen. Bedrooms upstairs. Take whichever you want. Naira doesn't move. Why are you doing this? I told you. Protection. No. She turns to face him fully. Why are you doing this? The safe house. The guards. She gestures vaguely at him, frustrated. All of it. You didn't even know they existed until 2 hours ago. Selim's jaw tightens. They're my children. You don't know that. Yes, I do. The certainty in his voice makes her flinch. She looks away, fingers twisting in her skirt. It doesn't matter. It matters to me. Well, it's 6 years too late. Silence stretches between them, heavy and sharp. Kale tugs on Naira's sleeve. Mama, I'm hungry. The tension breaks. Naira exhales, smoothing Kale's hair. Okay, baby. Let's find something to eat. Selim steps toward the kitchen. We can manage. Her tone is firm but not cruel. You've done enough tonight. He stops, watching as she guides the twins toward the kitchen, murmuring soft reassurances. They cling to her like lifelines, and it hits him all over again. They don't know him. To them, he's just another alpha, another threat. 6 years. 6 years of birthdays he missed. First words he didn't hear. Nightmares he didn't soothe. He failed them before he even knew they existed. The thought sits in his chest like a stone. After the twins eat peanut butter sandwiches, hastily made, Naira takes them upstairs. Selim hears water running, soft voices, the creak of old floorboards. He waits in the living room, staring at nothing. 30 minutes later, Naira reappears alone. She's changed into something more comfortable. Plain sweats and oversized shirt. Her hair is down now, falling in waves around her face. She looks younger, tired. They're asleep, she says quietly. Selim nods. Good. She hovers near the stairs, clearly torn between retreating upstairs and saying whatever's clawing its way out of her throat. He makes it easier. Sit, please. She hesitates, then sinks onto the couch, keeping as much distance between them as the furniture allows. Selim takes the chair across from her, careful not to crowd. For a long moment, neither speaks. Then Naira breaks. Why didn't you come for me? Her voice is small, raw, not accusing, just broken. Selim's throat tightens. I tried. Not hard enough. I searched for 3 months, hired every tracker in the region, burned through every favor I had. He leans forward, elbows on his knees. Every lead said the same thing. You ran. I didn't run. I know that now. So what happened? She's staring at him, eyes bright with unshed tears. Why did you stop looking? Selim's hands curl into fists. Because they showed me proof. What proof? Bank records, travel documents. A witness who swore they saw you boarding a train north. He meets her gaze. It was all fake. I know that now. But back then, you believed it. Yes. The admission hangs between them. Naira's laugh is bitter. So you just gave up. I thought you chose survival over me. I didn't blame you. His voice drops. This world is brutal to Omegas. If you found a way out, I wasn't going to drag you back into it. I was pregnant. The words hit like a punch. Selim's breath stops. What? I found out 3 days before the fire. Her hands twist in her lap. I was going to tell you that night. But then the warehouse exploded, and your enemies came after me. And her voice cracks. I barely escaped. I hid. For weeks. I was alone, pregnant, terrified. Selim feels something inside him shatter. I didn't run. Naira continues, voice shaking. I survived. And I gave birth alone in a clinic that didn't ask questions. And I raised them by myself because I thought you didn't care. Naira, you didn't come Tears spill over now, hot and fast. I waited. For months. I thought maybe you'd figure it out. Maybe you'd find me. But you didn't. Selim moves without thinking. Crosses the space. Kneels in front of her. Hands hovering near her knees but not touching. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix it. I know. She wipes her face, angry at herself for crying. I can't do this. Do what? Trust you. She looks down at him, eyes red and raw. You're the Alpha King. You have power, resources, everything. And you still failed me. The words cut deep because they're true. Selim swallows hard. You're right. She blinks, startled. I failed you, he says quietly. I let someone manipulate me. I stopped looking when I should have kept going. I missed 6 years of their lives because I was too proud to question the evidence. Naira stares at him, mouth slightly open. But I'm here now, Selim continues. And I'm not leaving. Not unless you tell me to. Her breath hitches. What if I do? Then I'll go. He holds her gaze. But I'll still protect you. From a distance. For as long as you'll let me. Silence. Naira's hands tremble in her lap. Selim aches to reach for her, to steady her, but he doesn't. Not without permission. Finally, she whispers, Why did you kneel? He glances down, realizing his position. So you'd know I'm not trying to intimidate you. Alphas don't kneel. I'm not just an alpha. His voice is rough. I'm their father, and I'm the man who failed you. So yes, I kneel. Something in her expression shifts. Not forgiveness. Not yet. But maybe the beginning of something. Before she can respond, a soft sound comes from upstairs. Kiri's voice, small and scared. Mama! Naira is on her feet instantly, moving toward the stairs. Selim follows, careful to stay back. They find Kiri sitting up in bed, eyes wide and tear-streaked. Bad dream. Naira slides into bed beside her, pulling her close. It's okay, baby. I'm here. Kale stirs in the other bed, mumbling something unintelligible. Selim lingers in the doorway, watching. Kiri's gaze finds him, curious. Are you staying? Naira tenses. Selim crouches by the door, making himself smaller. Do you want me to? Kiri considers this, then nods slowly. Naira's breath catches. Selim stays there, kneeling in the doorway, until Kiri's breathing evens out and sleep reclaims her. When he finally stands to leave, Naira's voice stops him. Selim. He turns. She's still holding Kiri, but her eyes are on him. Thank you. It's not forgiveness, but it's something. He nods once, then steps into the hall, closing the door softly behind him. Downstairs, the safe house is quiet. Too quiet. Selim checks his phone. 3 messages from his head of security. 2 from the council. 1 from an unknown number. He opens the unknown message. You can't protect them forever. No signature. No threat. Just a promise. Selim deletes it, but the damage is done. Wrath has allies, and they're watching. How long before Wrath's allies strike? And will Selim's protection be enough? The envelope arrives at dawn, slid under the safe house door while Selim's back is turned. He finds it when he checks the perimeter, plain white paper with no postage, no return address. Just his name written in block letters across the front. Inside, photographs. The first one shows Naira 6 years ago, leaving his estate through a side entrance. The second shows her climbing into a car, not hers. The third shows the car parked outside a warehouse. The same warehouse that burned. But it's the fourth photograph that stops his heart. Wrath Kincaid standing beside the car, smiling. Selim's hands shake as he flips through the rest. Bank statements showing payments from Wrath to an offshore account. Text messages arranging the accident. A medical report confirming Naira's pregnancy dated 3 days before the fire. Wrath knew. He knew she was pregnant, knew she was vulnerable, and he used it. The final page is a handwritten note, different handwriting from the envelope. He wasn't working alone. Check the council records. June 2019. Vote 7-4. Selim's blood runs cold. June 2019 was the vote to expand his territorial control. He won by 3 votes. If 4 council members had flipped, he would have lost everything. Wrath tried to use Naira as leverage. When that failed, he tried to eliminate her. Footsteps on the stairs pull Selim from his thoughts. Naira appears, hair messy from sleep, Kale and Kiri trailing behind her. "Morning," she says cautiously. Selim folds the photographs quickly, slipping them into his jacket. "Morning." Kiri yawns, rubbing her eyes. "Can we have pancakes?" The innocent request is so normal, so painfully ordinary, that Selim's chest tightens. These are the moments he missed. Breakfast requests, messy hair, sleepy smiles. "I'll make them," he says. Naira raises an eyebrow. "You cook. I manage." 20 minutes later, the kitchen smells like burnt butter and salvaged dignity. The pancakes are lopsided but edible. Kale and Kiri eat without complaint, too hungry to care about presentation. Naira picks at hers, watching Selim carefully. "You're distracted." "I'm fine." "You're lying." He sets down his fork. "We need to talk. After breakfast." Her expression hardens. "About what?" "The truth." Kiri tugs Naira's sleeve. "Mama, can we watch cartoons?" Naira hesitates, then nods. 30 minutes. Then we're leaving. Leaving. Selim's voice sharpens. "We can't stay here forever. You're not safe out there. We weren't safe before. We managed." Selim bites back a dozen arguments. She's right, they survived without him. But that doesn't mean they should have to. After the twins disappear into the living room, cartoons blaring, Selim pulls out the photographs, spreads them across the kitchen table. Naira goes pale. "Where did you get these?" Her voice is barely a whisper. "Someone left them at the door this morning." She picks up the photo of Wrath, hands trembling. "He told me he was helping. Said he'd get me out safely, that you were too distracted to protect me." Her voice cracks. "I believed him. He set you up. I know that now." She drops the photo like it burns. "He drove me to the warehouse. Said it was a temporary safe house. Then he left, and 10 minutes later, the building exploded." Selim's fists clench. "How did you escape?" "Back exit. Pure luck." She wraps her arms around herself. "I ran. Didn't stop until I was 3 cities away. And you never came back because I thought you were part of it." The admission costs her. "Wrath said you wanted me gone, that I was a liability, a distraction." Selim feels sick. "I would never." "I know." Her eyes meet his, raw and honest. "I know that now, but back then, I was terrified, pregnant, alone. I had to believe him or I'd have come back and..." She stops, swallowing hard. "And what?" "And maybe gotten us all killed." The words hang heavy. Selim reaches across the table, hand hovering near hers. "I'm sorry. Stop apologizing. I don't know what else to do." Naira laughs, bitter and broken. "You can start by telling me why someone's helping us now." Selim glances at the note. "I don't know, but they mentioned the council vote." June 2019. Recognition flashes across Naira's face. "That was the territorial expansion. You remember? You talked about it for weeks. Said it was important." She frowns. "You won, didn't you? By 3 votes. But 4 council members opposed it. If they'd convinced 3 more, you'd have lost. And Wrath would have gained control of the Western territories." Naira's eyes widen. "He tried to use me as leverage." "Yes. And when that didn't work, he tried to kill you." Silence. Then Naira stands abruptly, chair scraping loud against the floor. "We need to leave. Now." "Naira, if he's still out there, if his allies are watching, they are. That's why you're safer here." "Safer?" She laughs, sharp and panicked. "We're sitting targets. You said yourself this place is off the grid. No guards, no backup. If they find us..." A loud crash from the living room cuts her off. They both freeze. Kale's voice, high and terrified. "Mama!" Selim and Naira rush into the living room. The front window is shattered. Glass glitters across the carpet. On the floor, inches from where Kiri was sitting, lies a brick wrapped in paper. Kale is pulling Kiri away from the glass, shielding her with his small body. Naira drops to her knees, gathering them both close. Are you hurt? No, Kale whispers. But the window. Selim picks up the brick, unwrapping the paper with shaking hands. The message is short. You can't hide them. We know where you are. Will Selim's enemies strike before he can move them to safety? The council chamber erupts the moment Selim enters. He didn't call a meeting, didn't send notice, just walked through the doors with Naira and the twins at his side, forcing every council member to face what they've been whispering about for hours. Councilman Drake stands first, outrage coloring his face. Your Majesty, this is highly irregular. Civilians are not permitted. They're not civilians. Selim's voice cuts through the noise like a blade. They're family. The room goes silent. Naira stands beside him, chin lifted despite the tremor in her hands. Kale and Kiri press close to her legs, eyes wide and frightened. Drake's mouth opens, closes, opens again. Family? My children. Gasps ripple through the chamber. 12 council members, 12 expressions ranging from shock to fury to vindication. Councilwoman Marquez leans forward, eyes sharp. You're claiming them? Publicly? Yes. Without paternity verification? I don't need verification. The law requires. I don't care what the law requires. Selim's gaze sweeps the room. They're mine. Anyone who questions that can leave now. No one moves. Drake recovers first, smoothing his jacket. Your Majesty, while we understand this is personal, the council has concerns. The timing of this revelation, combined with recent accusations against Councilman Kincaid. Recent evidence, Selim corrects. Not accusations. Evidence that conveniently appeared after Kincaid questioned your involvement with an unmarked Omega. The insinuation is clear. Selim set wrath up. Naira's breath hitches. She steps forward before Selim can stop her. He didn't set anyone up. Wrath Kincaid tried to kill me 6 years ago. The room explodes. Drake slams his hand on the table. That's a serious accusation. It's the truth. Naira's voice doesn't waver. He orchestrated the warehouse fire, told me it was a safe house, then left me to die. And you have proof of this? Selim pulls the photographs from his jacket, tossing them onto the council table. Bank statements, text messages, medical records proving she was pregnant before the fire. He pauses, and a witness who's willing to testify that Wrath arranged the entire thing. Marquez picks up the photos, scanning them quickly. Her expression shifts surprise, then anger. Where did you get these? Someone left them at my door. Who? I don't know. Drake scoffs. Convenient. Believe what you want. Selim's patience is wearing thin. But the evidence is real. Wrath tried to murder an Omega carrying royal children to manipulate a council vote. Allegedly. No. Selim steps closer to the table, voice dropping low and dangerous. Definitely. And if you protect him, you're complicit. The threat lands. Marquez sets down the photos, leaning back in her chair. What do you want from us? Arrest him. Strip his title. Investigate everyone who helped him. That could take months. Then start now. Drake shakes his head. The council won't approve this without due process. Then I'll bypass the council. You can't. I'm the Alpha King. I can do whatever I want. The temperature in the room drops. Drake's face reddens. You're overstepping. And you're protecting a murderer. We're protecting the law. The law, Selim says quietly, failed her 6 years ago. I won't let it fail her again. Before Drake can respond, the chamber doors burst open. A guard rushes in, breathless and pale. Your Majesty, we have a situation. Selim's stomach drops. What kind of situation? Wrath Kincaid escaped custody. 15 minutes ago. Silence. Then chaos. Council members shout over each other. Marquez demands details. Drake accuses Selim of incompetence. Selim hears none of it. He turns to Naira. She's already moving, pulling the twins toward the exit. Wait, we're leaving. Her voice is steel. Now, Naira. He knows where we are. He knows what we look like. He's coming for us, and I won't wait around to see what happens. Selim grabs her wrist. Not hard, just enough to stop her. I won't let him touch you. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. She yanks her arm free. You've made promises before. The words cut deep, but she's right. Promises mean nothing without action. Selim pulls out his phone, dialing his head of security. I need a full escort. Now, safe transport to the northern estate. The guard nods, already moving. Selim turns back to the council, voice cold and final. Meeting adjourned. Anyone who interferes with my family's safety will answer to me personally. Drake opens his mouth to argue. Selim's scent floods the room. Dominant, absolute, final. Drake closes his mouth. Selim guides Naira and the twins out of the chamber, guards forming a protective circle around them. The hallway is too bright, too exposed. Every shadow could hide a threat. Kiri whimpers. Mama, I'm scared. Naira lifts her, balancing her on one hip. I know, baby. We're almost safe. Are we going home? Naira's eyes meet Selim's over Kiri's head. The question hangs unspoken. Do we have a home? Before Selim can answer, his phone buzzes. Unknown number. He answers. Who is this? A distorted voice, electronically masked. You have 2 hours to bring the Omega and the children to the old rail yard. Alone. Or we start killing council members. The line goes dead. Can Selim save his family without sacrificing innocent lives? The rail yard reeks of rust and diesel fuel. Selim stands in the center of the abandoned lot, surrounded by gutted train cars and broken tracks. The sun hangs low, bleeding orange across the horizon. 2 hours felt like 2 minutes. He came alone, left Naira and the twins under armed guard at the northern estate, despite her screaming protests, despite Kale's tears, despite Kiri asking why he had to leave. Because this ends tonight. One way or another. Footsteps echo from behind a freight car. Wrath emerges, flanked by 3 men Selim doesn't recognize. Hired muscle. Disposable. Wrath looks different outside the council chamber. Rougher. Desperate. His suit is wrinkled, tie missing. There's blood on his collar. Your Majesty. Wrath's smile is a broken thing. Punctual as always. Selim doesn't move. Where are the council members? Safe. For now. Wrath spreads his hands. Assuming you cooperate. What do you want? Simple. The Omega and the children. In exchange for everyone's safety. Selim's jaw tightens. No. No. Wrath laughs, sharp and manic. You don't have a choice. I have 12 council members locked in a warehouse wired to explode. One phone call and they're gone. You're bluffing. Am I? Wrath pulls out his phone, shows Selim a live video feed. 12 figures bound and gagged in a concrete room. Marquez is recognizable even through the grainy footage. Selim's stomach turns. Wrath pockets the phone. So, do we have a deal? You'll kill them anyway. Maybe. But at least you'll have tried to save them. Wrath's expression hardens. Unlike what you did for me. What are you talking about? The territorial vote. 6 years ago. Wrath's voice rises, anger bleeding through. I had everything planned. The expansion would have been mine. But you convinced 4 council members to flip. Ruined me. That was politics. That was theft. Wrath steps closer, trembling with rage. I spent years building alliances, years positioning myself, and you destroyed it in one vote. So you tried to kill Naira. I tried to give you a choice, her or the expansion. Wrath's smile returns, ugly and cold. You chose the expansion. I just followed through. Selim's fists clench. She was pregnant. I know. Made it easier, actually. Pregnant Omegas are vulnerable. emotional, easy to manipulate. Wrath shrugs. She believed every lie I told her. Trusted me right up until the explosion. She survived. Lucky for her. Unlucky for you. Wrath's eyes gleam. Because now you get to choose again. The council or your family. There's a third option. Which is? Selim's scent floods the area. Dominant, lethal, final. I take you down and save everyone. Wrath laughs, but it's forced now. Nervous. You can't. I have the detonator. Not for long. Movement explodes from the shadows. Selim's security team materializes. 15 guards trained for exactly this scenario. They move fast, efficient, surrounding Wrath's men before anyone can react. Wrath fumbles for his phone. Selim is faster. He crosses the distance in 2 strides, slamming Wrath against the freight car, one hand crushing Wrath's wrist until the phone clatters to the ground. Wrath gasps, pain and shock warring on his face. You how? Did you really think I'd come alone? Selim's voice is ice. I'm not an idiot. The warehouse. Already secured. My team found it 20 minutes ago. The council members are safe. Wrath's face crumples. No. No, that's not. It's over, Wrath. You can't do this. I have allies. Connections. Had. Selim releases him, stepping back as guards move in to restrain him. They've all been arrested. Evidence seized. Accounts frozen. Wrath struggles weakly. This isn't legal. Neither was attempted murder. As the guards drag Wrath away, he twists back, venom in his eyes. She'll never forgive you. You know that, right? You failed her once. She'll always remember. The words sink in like knives. Selim watches until Wrath disappears into a transport vehicle, then turns to his head of security. Status. All council members recovered. Minor injuries, mostly dehydration. Wrath's associates are in custody. Evidence. Enough to convict him 10 times over. Selim nods, exhaustion crashing over him. Good. Let's go home. The northern estate is quiet when Selim arrives. Too quiet. He finds Naira in the main sitting room, alone, staring out the window. She doesn't turn when he enters. They're safe, he says quietly. The council, the twins, everyone. I know. Your guard told me. Silence stretches. Selim steps closer. Naira, you left. Her voice is flat. You promised you'd protect us, and you left. I had to end it. You could have died. I didn't. But you could have. She finally turns, and her eyes are red-rimmed, furious. You could have died, and Kale and Kiri would have lost their father before they even knew him. I know. Do you? She steps toward him, voice rising. Do you understand what it's like to wait, not knowing if you're coming back? To explain to your children why the alpha who just claimed them disappeared into danger. Naira, they cried. Both of them. Asked if you were coming back. And I didn't know what to tell them because I didn't know either. The confession breaks something in him. Selim closes the distance, hands hovering near her arms. I'm sorry. Stop saying that. Then what do you want me to say? I want. Her voice cracks. I want to know if you're staying. If this is real. If you're going to be here when things get hard. Yes. How can I believe that? Because I'm choosing you. The words come raw and honest. Not the council. Not politics. You. Them. This. Naira stares at him, tears spilling over. You don't get to choose. Not after everything. Then let me earn it. He's begging now, dignity forgotten. However long it takes. Whatever you need. I'll prove it. She wipes her face, angry at herself for crying. I don't know if I can trust you. I know. I don't know if I even want to. I know that too. Then why are you still here? Because I love you. The words hang in the air, unplanned and undeniable. Naira's breath catches. Don't. I do. I loved you 6 years ago. I love you now. And I'll love you tomorrow, whether you believe me or not. Selim. He steps back, giving her space. You don't have to say it back. You don't have to forgive me. Just let me stay. Let me try. Naira looks at him for a long moment, searching his face for lies. She finds none. One day at a time, she whispers finally. Relief floods through him. One day at a time. And if you ever leave like that again, I won't. You don't know that. Then I'll make sure someone's always here. Backup, protection, whatever you need. She nods slowly, exhaustion catching up. The twins are upstairs. They've been asking for you. Selim's chest tightens. Can I go? He finds them in the guest room, curled up together in one bed despite having separate ones. Kale looks up when Selim enters, eyes wary but hopeful. You came back, Kale whispers. I promised I would. You were gone a long time. I know. I'm sorry. Kiri sits up, rubbing her eyes. Did you win? Selim smiles despite everything. Yeah, sweetheart. I won. Good. She yawns, settling back down. Mama was scared. I know. Are you staying now? Selim glances at the doorway, where Naira stands watching. Their eyes meet. She nods once. Yeah, Selim says softly. I'm staying. Will Naira finally open her heart? Or is it too late for them? Morning comes too fast. Selim wakes to small hands shaking his shoulder. He blinks awake, disoriented, and finds Kale standing beside the couch where he fell asleep. Mama says breakfast is ready, Kale announces. Selim sits up, rubbing his face. What time is it? 7. Too early for how little sleep he got. But the smell of coffee and something sweet pulls him toward the kitchen anyway. Naira stands at the stove, flipping pancakes. Real ones this time, golden and perfect. Kiri sits at the table, swinging her legs and coloring. This painfully domestic, painfully normal, painfully everything he didn't know he wanted. Naira glances over her shoulder. Sit. He obeys, sliding into a chair across from Kiri. She pushes a drawing toward him. Stick figures labeled Mama, Kale, Kiri, and one taller figure with a crown. That's you, Kiri explains. Selim's throat tightens. It's perfect. You can keep it. Thank you. Naira sets plates down in front of them, then joins the table with her own. They eat in comfortable silence, broken only by Kiri's chatter about the garden she wants to plant and Kale's questions about the guards outside. Feels like a family. It terrifies him how much he wants it to be real. After breakfast, Naira sends the twins outside to play under guard supervision. Then she turns to Selim, expression serious. We need to talk. His stomach drops. Okay. She sits across from him, hands folded on the table. I've been thinking about us. This. She gestures vaguely. What happens next? Selim waits, heart pounding. I can't go back to how things were, Naira says quietly. Before the fire. Before everything. That version of us doesn't exist anymore. I know. But I also can't pretend the last 6 years didn't happen. I built a life without you, raised them alone, learned to survive. I'm not asking you to forget that. Then what are you asking? Selim leans forward. A chance to build something new, not what we had, something better. And if it doesn't work, then we figure it out. Together. Naira's eyes search his face. You make it sound simple. It's not. But I'm willing to try if you are. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, I have conditions. Anything. I want autonomy. My own space. A place that's mine, not yours. Done. I want the twins to have normal childhoods. Not royal ones. Not politics. Not council meetings. Agreed. And I want time to figure out if I can trust you again. Selim nods slowly. How much time? I don't know. Months. Maybe years. The answer should frustrate him. Instead, it's a relief. She's not saying no. She's saying maybe. I can wait, he says. Can you? Naira tilts her head. You're the alpha king. Waiting isn't exactly your strength. It is now. A small smile tugs at her lips. We'll see. Movement outside catches Selim's attention. Through the window, he sees Kale and Kiri playing tag with one of the guards. The guard is clearly letting them win, stumbling dramatically every time they tap him. Naira follows his gaze. They like it here. Do you? She hesitates. It's nice, quiet, safe. She glances at him. But it's not home. Where's home? I don't know yet. The honesty cuts, but Selim accepts it. Home isn't a place. It's a feeling. And they're not there yet. Can I ask you something? Naira says suddenly. Anything. Why did you kneel? That first night at the safe house. Selim considers the question. Because you needed to know I wasn't trying to control you. Alphas don't kneel. I'm not just an alpha. He stops, searching for the right words. I'm trying to be the person you need me to be. And who's that? I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. Naira's expression softens, just a fraction. You're different than I remember. Good different or bad different? I'm not sure yet. He'll take it. Later that afternoon, Selim finds himself on guard duty. Not officially, but Kale insisted on showing him the garden, and Naira agreed as long as Selim stayed with him. So here he is, kneeling in dirt, helping a 6-year-old plant tomatoes. You're doing it wrong, Kale says critically. How? The hole's too shallow. Mama says roots need space. Selim digs deeper. Better. Kale inspects it. I guess. They work in silence for a few minutes. Then Kale speaks again, voice small. Are you really our dad? Selim's hands still. Yes. How do you know? I just do. But Mama said our dad was gone. That he couldn't come back. She thought that because I didn't know where she was. But I'm here now. Kale considers this, patting dirt around a seedling. Are you staying? If your mama lets me. What if she doesn't? Then I'll still be around. Not here, maybe, but close. Always close. Kale nods slowly. Good. Kiri likes you. What about you? Kale shrugs, trying to look indifferent. You're okay. Selim hides a smile. Just okay? You make Mama smile. That's good. She smiles around you too. That's different. She's supposed to smile at us. We're her kids. Kale looks up, eyes serious. But she stopped smiling at grown-ups a long time ago. The observation is too perceptive for a 6-year-old. Did something happen? Selim asks carefully. Kale's face closes off. People were mean sometimes. When we didn't have money. Or when Mama couldn't pay rent. He pauses. One time a man said bad things. Made Mama cry. Selim's fists clench. What man? I don't remember his name. But Mama told him to leave us alone. And he didn't. Kale's voice drops. So I kicked him. Despite everything. Selim feels a surge of pride. Did it work? Yeah. He left. Good. They finish planting in silence. When they're done, Kale stands, brushing dirt off his knees. Thanks for helping. Anytime. Kale hesitates. Then, do you think Mama will let you stay? I hope so. Me too. The admission is quiet, almost reluctant. But it's there. That night, after the twins are asleep, Selim finds Naira on the balcony. She's wrapped in a blanket, staring at the stars. He joins her, keeping a respectful distance. Kale talked to me today, he says. About you. How hard things were. Naira's jaw tightens. He shouldn't have. I'm glad he did. Why? Because I need to know. All of it. What you went through. What they went through. Naira pulls the blanket tighter. It doesn't matter now. It matters to me. She's quiet for a long moment. Then, there were nights I didn't know how we'd eat. Days I worked 3 jobs just to keep a roof over their heads. People looked at me like I was dirt because I was an unmated Omega with children. Selim's chest aches. I should have been there. But you weren't. I know. And I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make up for it. Naira turns to him, eyes glistening. You can't fix 6 years. No. But I can be here for the next 60. Her breath catches. Selim steps closer, close enough that she has to tilt her head back to meet his eyes. I know you don't trust me yet. I know I have to earn it. But I'm not going anywhere, Naira. Not unless you tell me to. And if I do, then I'll respect it. But I'll still protect you. Still make sure you and the twins have everything you need. Why? Because you're mine. The words are soft. Not a claim but a confession. You've always been mine, even when I thought you were gone. Naira's eyes search his. I'm scared. Of what? Of believing you. Of letting myself hope. Her voice breaks. Of losing you again. Selim's hand lifts, hesitating near her cheek. Can I? She nods. He cups her face gently, thumb brushing away a tear. You won't lose me. I promise. You can't promise that. Watch me. They stand there, close enough to feel each other's breath. The night quiet around them. Almost a kiss. Almost. Then Naira pulls back, just slightly. I need time. I know. I'm not ready. I know. She looks at him one more time, something fragile and hopeful in her expression. Ask me again. When I am. I will. She disappears inside, leaving Selim alone on the balcony. But for the first time in 6 years, he doesn't feel alone. Will Naira take the leap of faith, or will fear keep them apart forever? 3 weeks pass like held breath. Selim keeps his promise. He's there every morning, every evening, respecting boundaries but never distant. He learns Kale's favorite bedtime story, Kiri's fear of thunderstorms, Naira's habit of humming while she cooks. He doesn't push, doesn't demand, just exists in their orbit waiting. The council stabilizes. Wrath's trial proceeds quickly, evidence overwhelming. His allies crumble, one by one, and the political landscape shifts in Selim's favor. But none of it matters as much as the moment Kiri reaches for his hand without prompting. Or when Kale falls asleep against his shoulder during a movie. Or when Naira laughs, really laughs, at something ridiculous he says. Those moments are the victories that count. Tonight, the northern estate is quiet. The twins are asleep. Naira stands in the kitchen washing dishes, lost in thought. Selim joins her, drying without being asked. They work in comfortable silence until Naira speaks. I talked to a lawyer today. Selim's hands still. About custody arrangements, paternity verification, legal protection. His stomach drops. Are you? I'm not leaving. She glances at him. But I want things official, legal. So if something happens, nothing's going to happen. You don't know that. She's right. He doesn't. Okay, he says quietly. Whatever you need. Naira sets down the dish she's washing, turning to face him fully. I also talked to someone else. Who? A therapist. Selim blinks. That's good. She said I need to decide what I want. Not what's safe. Not what's practical. What I actually want. And Naira's eyes meet his, vulnerable and honest. I want to try. His breath stops. Try. Us. This. Whatever it is. She wraps her arms around herself. I'm terrified, and I don't know if it'll work. But I want to try. Selim sets down the towel slowly, like sudden movements might shatter the moment. Are you sure? No. But I'm tired of being scared. He steps closer, giving her every opportunity to retreat. She doesn't. What changed? He asks. You did. Or maybe I did. I don't know. She laughs, soft and uncertain. I just know that Kale asked me this morning if you were staying forever. And I realized I wanted to say yes. Selim's throat tightens. What did you tell him? I said maybe. And now. Naira reaches up, hand hovering near his jaw. Now I'm saying yes. The kiss is tentative at first. Careful. Years of hurt and hope colliding in the space between breaths. Then deeper. Not desperate but intentional. A choice made, not claimed. When they finally pull apart, Naira's forehead rests against his. This doesn't fix everything. I know. We still have work to do. I know. And if you ever, I won't. He cups her face. I swear to you, Naira, I won't. She believes him. The next morning, Selim wakes to small voices outside his door. Do you think he's awake? I don't know. Knock. A tentative knock. Selim smiles, sitting up. Come in. Kale and Kiri tumble through the door, still in pajamas. Mama says we're having pancakes, Kiri announces, and that you're staying. Kale adds, trying to sound casual. Selim's chest warms. That okay with you? Kale shrugs, but he's smiling. I guess. Kiri climbs onto the bed, settling beside him. Are you gonna marry Mama? Kiri. Kale hisses. Selim laughs. Maybe, if she says yes. She will, Kiri says confidently. How do you know? Because she looks happy now. She didn't before. The observation hits harder than it should. Downstairs, Naira is already at the stove. She glances up when they enter, a soft smile on her face. It's the smile Kale mentioned, the one she stopped giving grown-ups. Selim sees it now, understands its weight, trusts its meaning. After breakfast, there's a knock at the door. Selim tenses instinctively, but it's just a courier. Standard delivery. The package is addressed to Naira. She opens it carefully, revealing a thick manila envelope. Inside, legal documents. Paternity verification results, fast-tracked through private labs. Her hands shake as she reads. Selim doesn't need to see it. He already knows. But Naira needs confirmation, needs proof that what she feels is real. She looks up, tears in her eyes. It's official. I know. They're yours. They've always been mine. She laughs, crying, overwhelmed. I don't know why I doubted. Because you had to. Selim crosses to her, pulling her into his arms. It's okay. You're allowed to need proof. She clings to him, years of tension finally breaking. Kale and Kiri watch from the doorway, confused but hopeful. Are we a family now? Kiri asks. Naira pulls back, wiping her face. She looks at Selim, a question in her eyes. He nods. Yeah, baby, Naira says, opening her arms. We're a family. The twins rush in, and suddenly they're all tangled together, messy and imperfect and real. Later that night, after the twins are asleep, Selim finds Naira on the balcony again. She leans against the railing, peaceful in a way he hasn't seen before. He joins her, wrapping an arm around her waist. She leans into him, natural and easy. Thank you, she whispers. For what? For not giving up. I couldn't. Why? Because losing you once almost destroyed me. I wasn't going to let it happen twice. Naira turns in his arms, hands resting on his chest. I love you. The words steal his breath. You don't have to. I do. I love you. I think I never stopped. I was just too scared to admit it. Selim kisses her, slow and reverent. Promise kept. A future begun. When they pull apart, Naira's smile is soft. So what now? Now? Selim grins. Now we figure it out. Together. No more running? No more running. No more secrets? No more secrets. She nods, satisfied. Good. They stand there, wrapped in each other, the night quiet and full of possibility. Inside, Kale stirs, mumbling in his sleep. Kiri giggles at some dream. Their family. Imperfect. Hard one. Theirs. Selim pulls Naira closer, resting his chin on her head. I won't claim you, he whispers, repeating the promise from weeks ago. Naira finishes it, voice soft and sure. Unless I choose you. Do you? She looks up, eyes bright. I choose you. And finally, after 6 years of loss and pain and survival, they choose each other. Not because they have to, because they want to. The balcony doors close softly behind them as they head inside, together, toward whatever comes next. Ready. Thank you for following this journey. If you loved this story of second chances, survival, and fierce love, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next inspiring tale. Drop a comment below sharing your thoughts. Your words might inspire someone else who needs to hear this message. Remember, Every story has the power to change a life. Let's keep sharing, supporting, and uplifting each other. See you in the next chapter.